colors my background. Hey guys, it's Jennifer, and today I'm gonna be making DIY gradient soap. So I was just scrolling on Pinterest and I came across this freaking beautiful, I hate using this word, but aesthetically pleasing soap. And I was like, I think I just peed a little. I was like, I need to do this, and since apparently I steal all my ideas off of Pinterest anyway, I mean, let's just call it what it is. Jennifer steals another Pinterest idea. Just kidding. Kind of. But today I'm going to be trying out this DIY. I think I actually had a series name for this. I started the series like 2 years ago with my like DIY MAC lipsticks video, which is very problematic. So yeah, I'm going to be trying out this Pinterest DIY, or I mean stealing, sorry. So I'll link the original pin down below so that you guys can give them some love, but freaking cars outside, excuse you. So I'm not gonna lie, these soaps actually turned out pretty well, and I think I have a pretty good and bright future in the soap making career. So if this whole YouTube thing doesn't work out, you'll be seeing me in the factories making some soap. Obviously you guys know the drill, like, subscribe, whatever. Okay, you guys honestly don't care. Let's begin. So on the original post it says that you need clear melt and pour soap, white melt and pour soap, non-bleeding colorants, a soap mold, fragrance oil, spray bottle filled with rubbing alcohol, a bowl, spoon and knife, and a book. So I went over to Michael's to try to pick up the supplies. Like most things in my life, it didn't go as planned. So basically there was no clear soap and I was struggling. I was like, what do I do now? Thankfully, Michael's had this soap making kit. It basically had all of the materials that I needed, and for a lot cheaper too. So it has the clear soap base, white soap base, cucumber melon fragrance, red, yellow, and blue color, and a mold. So I was like, I am set. So the first thing I did was I took some clear soap and I just used a knife and I chopped it up into a couple cubes. It says half a cup here. I didn't know how to measure that, so I just kind of eyeballed it. Basically I just cut that up and then put that into a microwave safe bowl. I just microwaved that for 30 seconds, and then basically I just added in my color. So I actually did 2 batches of this because I messed up the first time, or I didn't mess up, but you guys will see what happened. I put in too many drops of soap colorant. I put in like 4 drops because I didn't think there was enough color, so I put in the blue color first, and then basically what you're supposed to do is just mix it, and then you're gonna pour it into your soap mold. But before that, you're supposed to take a slim book and put it underneath the mold so it's like at an angle. I happen to have this book with me, Jessie Page's book. She's awesome, go buy her book. I support, I stand. Basically, I just poured it in and I kind of focused it in the corner that was closest to the table surface. If that makes sense. I made a couple of mistakes here, but I'll go over that in a second. And I kind of did it slowly because I didn't really know what was going on, and I was like, I don't know how to do this. You're supposed to stop when it reaches 3/4 of the way up, so I did that, and then you're supposed to spray rubbing alcohol on it, so I did that, but I actually sprayed it too late, so the soap was actually kind of cool and hardened, so it didn't really do anything. The rubbing alcohol is supposed to get rid of the air bubbles, which it did a little bit. So after it was cool, I went on to my next layer. Basically, I just did the same thing with melting the clear soap base, and then I mixed in my color, and I also added too much of this color, so that was a problem. Now basically you can take away the book so that it's just sitting flat on your table surface, and then you just want to pour it in. But before that, you have to spray rubbing alcohol. I made this mistake again. I didn't spray rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol made the hugest difference in this whole project. So for the first one, I didn't spray rubbing alcohol by accident. I just poured in my soap until it was 3/4 of the way over the original color. And then for the second one, I sprayed rubbing alcohol, and it looked a lot better because rubbing alcohol basically just blends the soaps together and makes sure that it'll stick together, and it just looks a lot more gradient and not like harsh lines. So I did that for the second and third ones, and I actually used different colors for those because I want to mix it up a little. I don't discriminate. Yeah, so after I poured those layers, I made sure to spray the rubbing alcohol right after I poured so that the air bubbles would pop. Pop, pop, pop. Also, you're supposed to let each of these layers set for 20 minutes or so, which I actually found you didn't need to wait 20 minutes. I just basically like checked it with my finger to see if it was hard or not, and I just like lightly touched it so I didn't, you know, make a freaking cavity in that. It only took about like 10-15 minutes. After all of that was cool, you're supposed to pour in the white layer. So that was actually the easiest part. All I had to do was chop up some of the white soap cubes, which, by the way, chopping up soap cubes with a knife is like the most satisfying thing ever. If you ever get the chance to do it, highly recommend. Very stress relieving. I chopped up about 8 cubes of that, and then I put it in my microwave safe bowl. I microwaved that for 30 seconds, and then if it still wasn't melted, I put it back in for 10 seconds, and then you add in your fragrance, oil, thingy-majig, and the one that I had was cucumber melon, which smells amazing. I put in 4 drops of that, which was plenty. It smells so good. Like, I can literally smell it in my room right now. Bless. I mixed that up with my spoon, and then I had to spray the soaps once again with rubbing alcohol so that the white layer would stick and it would blend a little better. And then I poured in the white layer, and then basically I just let it sit for a few hours. Actually, no, I was kind of impatient, so I put it into the fridge. You're supposed to leave it like overnight, but girl, your girl did not have time for that. So this was what the first batch looked like. Honestly, not that bad, but not exactly what I wanted. So I wanted to try again because for this one, it turned out too neon and like too colorful and too bold. The original post was like really pastel and gradient. These ones had like harsh lines, and I was trying to figure out what went wrong. There were 2 things I needed to fix. Trying to blend it better and also making it not as colored or saturated. Yeah, I mean, these ones don't look bad, but the second batch, bless. For the second batch, I basically did a pretty similar process. I took some clear cubes of soap, chopped those up, microwaved them till they were melted, and then instead of adding like a whole bunch of drops of the colorant, I only added in 1 drop. I think I added in 1 drop for like 3 cubes of clear soap, and that color was perfect. So I just repeated the process. I propped the mold up onto a book, and then what I did differently this time was I actually sprayed the mold with rubbing alcohol, and then I poured the soap in, and this worked so well because it actually kind of faded up. It was a lot smoother and wasn't like kind of lumpy and didn't have a harsh line, so that was great. So then I just let those layers cool, and basically I just did the same thing, but I made sure to spray the first layer and then pour on the second layer so that it would blend a lot easier. And then after pouring on the second layer, I made sure to spray that layer quickly after with rubbing alcohol, and that just got rid of the bubbles and made it blend better onto the first layer. And then for the second layer, you want to stop pouring when it kind of reaches 3/4 of the way onto the first layer, and that just creates the gradient effect because in the middle the colors kind of blend and it's like a new color. I'm pretty sure you guys know what a gradient is. Why am I explaining this? And so I just experimented with different color combinations. After I created all of the colorful base gradients, I went back in with the white soap. The white soap part was pretty easy. It was successful the first time, so I just did the same thing. And then I just waited until that cooled, and then I had my beautiful soaps. Actually, it was a little bit of a struggle to pop the soaps out of the mold, and I tried for a little while because I have no muscles. What I actually did was I took an X-Acto knife and kind of went around the edges, making sure not to like dig into the actual soap. Once I went around the edges, it made it easier for me to like pop it out from the bottom. The original post actually recommends that you use silicone molds, but this is what came with the actual set, so I don't know. I don't really have an excuse. I was just lazy. I didn't want to get another one. So yeah, these are the final products, and I'm really excited. They're beautiful. So yeah, overall I think it was pretty successful. I mean, what was I gonna say? Okay, so I think this one is my favorite. It's so beautiful. I could cry right now. This is like, it's like a sunset freaking call me a soap maker. Bye YouTube. I'ma go make soaps now. Also, this one looks like a beach, like the sand and then the ocean. These ones are pretty nice too, but the gradient isn't as nice as the other 2. I mean, these are still like beautiful, but sorry guys. So overall, Overall, if you can't tell, I'm so excited about this DIY. I want to be buried in these. If you guys want me to try out any other Pinterest DIYs, link them down below. Oh shoot. No, no, no. Don't do this to me. My soaps just fell and I think I just had a heart attack. Don't do this to me. I put my heart and soul into this. Oh my gosh, no. Okay, y'all are good. I think I just died a little. Ooh, these are like my babies. Okay, so also they look so good that I still haven't used them as soap because I just can't bring myself to do it. They just look so good and like once I use them, they will be blemished. So I don't think I'll ever use these, to be honest. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Shout out to Jen's Cacti on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. I want to do this thing every video where I shout someone out. So if you want to be featured, just be my friend. Interact with me on social media. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!